I think is always nice when LNG are a team who really just leaves LP by himself. Like, don't play around AD carry whatsoever, even in those team fights. We saw, even though a lot of time it was LP overstepping, the other members do just kind of pounce on enemy squads, leaving him to his own devices.
Are we going to get an Annie this time, though? Okay, potential flex coming through from LNG in the meantime, though. We already see the hand that's being dealt by Ultra Prime. Lyric, that's going to be a Xayah. We know that Doggo is going to play Xayah here, regardless. Right? There is no other world where it's not the Xayah coming through. I'm just more wondering what happens in the solo lanes for Ultra Prime this time, because they have counterpicked again for one of their solo laners.
I think it's rough. And I honestly think you might have to just go the OMG route. I said earlier, when I think of Forge, I think of the Akalis, I think of, you know, things like the Silas, I think of melee, kind of all-in style champions. That's where he really thrived in the past. And that might just be, it might be like, hey, you might end up in a bad lane matchup against Scout, but hopefully you can at least find an impact on the game. Gonna start taking away things like the Veigar, not wanting to deal with that, as we've seen the priority rise, especially over in the LCK, which doing a bit better tuning into, especially, you know, before the LPL starts, because they do start an hour earlier. So
true.
Not something that's completely gravitated over to the LPL, but we have been seeing the inklings recently.
Yeah, the little touch-ups, hey, it's been nice. Look, we are going into a game 2 of a bit of a change in those bans, so mid is getting changed up, the Galio taken away from this all-in that Ultra Prime have built up themselves. And I'm kind of curious, because Forge, you know, we talk about his champion pool, but it looks like this is more like a do-and-be style, like even like a Scout in the past. I'm trying to think who else was very like a supportive mid, like a Xiaohu kind of champ pool being looked at right now, and that Forge might facilitate in this next game.
Look, I think go the cream route. If cream is cream, then Forge is like some like low-fat yogurt or something. Just follow that, do what he does, and again, pick some kind of all-in champion, go for the skirmishes. They are just going to opt into a top lane pick for now. I mean, theoretically, also a flex right, we've seen Renata a few times put into that mid lane. Hery, it is his second most played champion up in top, so at least hopefully can have a semblance of pressure that they're able to play around. Because thinking about game 1, LNG had prio mid, had prio bot. That's what allowed Tarzan to get so much value in those invades, and LNG as a whole to craft a plan around really shutting Ning out of that game. But now with Sion locked in, we get to see where the Annie is going to end up. So far, it looks like they are just going to opt into bringing more peel down to that bot lane. They do that. Lantern going to be there for LP, so at least going to give him a saving grace in this game if he does, you know, over push or like go out of position a little bit. So nice to see from LNG. Now Forge, come on,
do it.
Come on,
something good.
Let's see
something magical. You want to see the old Forge champion pool, Ari. Come on, come on. I wouldn't play a Reliant Soul against Annie. That's just a suicide.
I don't know why you want to really. I don't know why you want to really Soul for Forge,
because oh, what a journey it would be. That guy used to play a hell of a lot of rides. It's similar, but not.
Hey, at least Ari does kind of fit in the same vein of, right, being able to weave in and out of these fights. You have the mobility there, could potentially play for picks, links up well with the Xin Zhao that's going to come on through. So you want to see Ultra Prime playing a lot towards that top side. I think Doggo is going to be left to his own devices. It will be hard to find any value in terms of like ganking a side, and getting Renata in the head really doesn't do that much. Maybe could set you up for an early kill, but I think especially Ning and Forge playing together, maybe this time around, if you can get in the face of Tarzan on the opposite side, shut him down.
We'll see what Ultra Prime can deliver here as we run back into Summoner's Rift now. At the very least, as we get the Gyos, it might continue with bot. Ning, Ward, attaboy.
I'm happy to hear such loud Ultra Prime Gyos.
Yeah.
Let's go, Ultra Prime fans.
Good. The 5 of them did very well. No, in all seriousness, it is LNG's home arena, so I'm surprised to have any Gyos.
There's actually a lot of it coming from Ning and Baolan. There were so many Baolan sides in that audience.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that actually does bring us to that. Again, I had some questions. I have 5. I might not ask them all in a row because we actually might have a lot of aggression coming out. So these might be scattered throughout this game. They're all
That's
centered
okay.
around Ultra Prime and LNG, so it is, you know, we're still doing our jobs. The first one's going to be easy. It's going to follow up with Baolan. Baolan is the artist formerly known as what? What's the old IGN?
Oh. Oh.
Come
Okay,
on, viewers at home, you know this. What is what was Baolan's second in-game name? Because Baolan was the original one. Yeah, then he changed it, and then he came back to Baolan. Starts with M.
Oh, it starts with M. I was going to say boy, not Morgan. Hang on. Display. M. Wait.
I know the viewers know. I know the people who are actually tuning in watching this game know this answer.
Why did I know it starts with M?
Because you know this.
It's not Martin. No. Oh, dear Lord. You said this was an easy one, and I forgot.
This should... There's two really easy ones. This is one of those two.
Well, I'm already struggling. I feel like I'm going to have to sit on this a bit. It starts with M, and I remember.
No. You don't get to sit on this a bit. By the time either jungle does their red buff, your time is up. You got to give a final answer.
Oh God, where's?
Oh wait, Tarzan's already done his Tarzan did his red buff before I said that. You know, until Ning does his red buff, but Tarzan, just gonna get some vision, so not gonna actually turn into anything too meaningful, but still knowing that Ning is up towards that top side.
Oh, I can't. I literally can't do it.
Okay, well that is one already incorrect. It is a Megan.
Megan! I knew! Oh, I should have known at least. Flash on mid in the meantime. Forge gonna get out, but only just. Scout got that by himself. Megan or Megan, right?
You know, however it was pronounced, but
yeah.
I don't know why it would be Megan. Wouldn't really make a lot of sense in my mind.
Props to anyone that got that. I mean, that was a while ago, but still, I remember. That was 2017, right?
2016, 2017, around that time. But we saw Forge blow flash in mid. Forge is on Ultra Prime, so that leads to the next one, because I don't think we'll have anything coming out just yet.
That's okay.
This one might be easier for you, because it's during the recent years.
Yeah.
Ultra Prime is the rebrand of what organization?
Oh, bugger. Hang on.
Come on!
Ultra Prime.
You should get this! Oh, wait,
Ultra
we
Prime.
pause. We pause. You have time? Because
yeah,
Ultra
we
Prime,
do. Scout's okay.
Don't pause.
So hang on. Okay, Suning became Weibo. TT was Sino Dragon, right?
Or DMO. So
or DMO. Ultra Prime came
Process
from
of elimination.
Oh God.
Oh wait, we might.
Is there a solo kill top? We'll have to wait and find out. Ultra Prime. Oh, dude, where's my LPL knowledge going? It's just down the drain.
Where is it gone? Like, I'm sure chat has this one as well. I'm sure every chat out there knows the answer to this. Actually, maybe not, because this organization was not in the LPL for that long. That's a huge hit.
They got the spot from Vici? No.
That's Rare Adam. Nope, it's already wrong. It's already wrong. It's E-Star. Rare Adam were formerly Vici.
God. Oh, yeah. I should have known.
Hysterics is absolutely getting clowned on by LPL trivia. And those are the two easy ones. Those are the two easy questions that I had for you. You know, maybe this is where we go to the commercial break. We'll be right back with LPL trivia in a second, because we should actually talk about the game a little bit. Is Ning
a little bit
actually going to make his way down? I like that Tarzan's hovering, knowing that the potential's here and just wanting to get his reset off. But kind of going back to what we said we want to see from both teams, right? For Ultra Prime, playing around with this crowd that you have in topside, playing around the fact that you have an Ahri in mid, Spirit Rush will be up soon, and I think looking, especially to get some like vision set up in that topside jungle, spot out where Tarzan is, and if you can start looking for picks on either Annie or the Lee Sin, that would be huge. I think bot lane might be a hard place to focus when you do have this thresh down here in lane. And again, you're not going to get a lot of value out of ganking the Scion, especially since he's about to have his ulti up too. So playing into the Annie or playing into the Lee Sin, I think is where Ultra Prime would like to go.
Yeah, just used in the mid lane there as we're speaking. As Scout trying to force Forge out. Lane going pretty decently so far. However, CS is even as Hunt keeps trying to throw out a death sentence onto this bottom lane. Flay being threatened here, good grab him, but again, Tarzan as he rolls in isn't going to find too much here. However, Hung still trying his heart out to put the pressure down as they crash that wave in, and CS looks to continue being even. For LNG, behind a little bit in gold, but they will have a bit of bottom priority. However, Dragon hasn't started just yet.
I also think for LNG, they are nowhere near as pressured to make plays. You can see that Tarzan's, wanting to find something, but at the same time, I definitely favor them. The longer this game goes on, they have a better front line from the side. Up the top side, they have the Aphelios to be able to do so much. Ooh, Forge.
Oh,
doesn't have flash.
Forge, yeah, but Tarzan not going to take it. Still gets the ulti out of Forge, and look, he might not have the CS lead this game, but Tarzan yet again, kind of just making appearances everywhere.
And you know what? Our commercial break has now ended. We're back to the LNG Ultra Prime Trivia Night. Let's
hope I get one.
Yeah, this one, not the easiest, but again, you actually might know this one. How many games has Scout played in the LCK? So not Kespa, not, none of that.
Like, you want individual games?
Yeah, how many games?
So it's 2015 summer, right? Or 2016 spring?
2016 spring?
Yeah, that was the only split he played, wasn't he? Because he was a trainee otherwise.
Yep.
So
2016 spring was the only split where he was listed, as an active player on the roster.
I'm going to say on SKT he played 3 individual games.
So you're thinking he played 1 series? Oh.
I'm thinking 3 series. I'm saying 3 series. I think.
So he's actually only played 1 game. Played one game in the LCK, played it up against Jinair 2016 spring. And I kind of feel bad for doing this. Do you have any questions for me? Do you want to make me listen? I mean, to be fair, these are all historical and all. Like, hell, I don't even know why this is LPL trivia. This was an LCK question.
That's all right, dude. I mean, I remember doing this recently, looking up Scout's, grand history. And I just remember it was something really small and abysmal. I thought it was 3 series, but...
If you had Kespa in there, it might be more. But yeah, it was only 1 game. Only 1 game with it, so not even
one individual game, not even a series.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very hard when you're living life behind Faker, which is probably why. Which Scout has shown. Scout has a ton of respect for Faker. I remember him talking about that. When they went up and won Worlds. But if you're sitting behind Faker, you're not going to get a lot of playtime. So go elsewhere and go win your world titles.
True. You're obviously talking to Gory, who's coming up next. As we get it all in the game finally. Hung flashes with his hook, and it's a perfect land. But it's on to Baolan, who just gets right out. LNG fully committed. Ning quite healthy as he plops on the ground. Challenge around the circle goes, but Herald's taken by LNG. Meanwhile, first blood over to Renata, who is thriving in this fight. Tarzan flashes out to get that eye as the double already goes over to Hery. Zika chasing him down, but the damage already done. Tibbers is out too as Ning is hiding. It's me! Ain't a twitch, but Ning pops out of the shadow.
Great job by Ultra Prime leveraging when their composition's strong, especially with that Renekton in. LNG, they will manage to get the objective like you said, but still Ultra Prime gonna find a nice small gold lead, right? 2K. Coming in pre-10 minutes, what you'd love to see. Blade of the Rune King now picked up in that top lane for Hery. And a bit disconnected from LNG in my mind. Like, Sign-Up comes out, it's only on to the Rakan. Baolan's going to be able to escape with the E. And you're going to see Dominance, doing a nice job zoning multiple members out. Ning able to survive and escape with his ulti. And you're just buying a lot of space for Forge to be able to get the job done. Just remember, this is a 4v5. Xayah still not even in the fold. Was making his way up and then able to wait it out, knowing that LNG would be looking to, again, go back, find safe recalls and just back off, managing to get 1 more. So Hery now should do a nice job with the Blade of the Rune King in terms of trying to get some pressure, but LNG wanting to prevent that from ever starting.
Well, with that opener, Ultra Prime should be pretty confident here with a 2K gold lead, but let's see how far it goes, because in a 1v3, Hery is trying to buy his time with the ulti, but knocked up, Stars for the time being. Zika might die under turret, he doesn't have a flash, and now no hope either. It's a good shutdown. It went to Tarzan, but it is still a trade that Hery took 1v3 without Dominus.
Yeah, it's still favored LNG, right? Not only for the shutdown, but now forcing, you're forcing him to lose out on waves. Forge has to come up in top side to make sure that gets caught, but now it leaves you open in mid lane, so will lose out somewhere, but once again, LNG are giving over bot lane plates to Doggo. We saw them do this in game 1, but it seems like LNG were hoping to make a Herald play mid.
Okay, kick back as well. We go into that challenge again, but Ning's just dead. Tarzan goes past the turret, almost dying on the way out. As now with Infernum, bit of splash damage that can help LP with his next wave. Herald as well, Lyric. This is going to make the trade more favorable for LNG in the long run.
It's going to make it so that holding that Ultra Prime were able to build up isn't going to be as prevalent. Already closing the gap by quite a bit. It was 2K before, now only sitting at 1. So nice swing from LNG to start getting the game back into their favor. We said it earlier that, again, the longer this game goes on, you're going to be looking at Ultra Prime's composition in terms of who's going to have the ability to kill the Scion. It's going to be very hard. You're going to have the repositioning from Hung for LP to be able to try and play in total line, get that aggressive damage out. And I feel like Andy's just... I love Andy competitive play because it's so easy to find value when you have that stun, right? You can either make it point and click just with an easy Q or get tons of AoE value out from like a Tibbers or whatever the shooty cone ability of Fire is called.
Shooty. Yeah, oh, shooty, sorry. Shooey cone, like, oh, hell yeah, brother. Put a VB in there and have a bloody shoey.
Hey, I'm just saying, I've done a shoey on an international broadcast. I think that was MSI, might have been Worlds, can't remember.
Oh, did you?
It was done.
Oh, mate, you're a ripper. You're an absolute ripper. You're a legend. All right, half the words I want to call you, I can't say on this broadcast. Like, dude, shoeys are... I don't know who decided to do it, but honestly, it's the best thing ever. It's Charmed Connect Tarzan heading up a 1v2 kill. Got another Sonic Wave packing in the pocket as Forge now has to use his Spirit Rush. Tarzan then just moves up top lane. Guess what? Hery is threatened again. LNG, this 3-man squad just keeps changing flavors.
Just looking to put pressure on this Renata, looking to overload the top side, and working this 3-man core. Tarzan giving a lot of attention to Hung and LP this game. This Baolan going to be forced off, and now with Scout pushing mid, he's going to be able to work his way up, and it opens up for LP to start taking place. So we need to look at Nick and see, hey Nick, we see jungle top side, we see all this pressure happening, what are you going for? And I believe he was finishing off the scuttle, so not getting any pressure down bot, you're catching waves in mid, and this is just completely untraded. Turret for red buff in bot side scuttlecraft. You take that every day of the week as LNG.
Absolutely you do. That gold lead that was 2,000, you know, you were talking about it shrinking down. Now, it's even. They're going to try for the dive here, but Zika, look at the wave. About to be thinned out as Forge comes through. Charm is interrupted, or rather the ulti does so. But ulti on the turret, Zika should still be dying here as Ning tanks up in the end. Good route back, but Scout flushes! Ulti's in, the crescent guard blocks it, and he missed. You're right, he missed it. That's not often something you say from Scout.
I mean, he wasn't in the Crescent Guard anyway, so, but still, not able to connect. Also, just, I'm kind of surprised that LNG weren't willing to take that slower, considering that Zika didn't go down too quickly. I feel like you could have played that slower as the other members of LNG and tried to reroute and play more near your turret, not all in on the Xin Zhao that just popped his ulti, and look for other avenues. Just gives over more kills to Ultra Prime, and the gold lead that you highlighted had dwindled. It's back. It's back. He's back.
Yeah, oh, the ministry. All right, replay. Hit us up with this beautiful montage of killing Sion.
Actually, you know, to be honest, I don't even know if Scout honestly missed. Like, when Xin Zhao's ult is popped, does Tippers just get placed right outside of it? It might be how it works.
Bruh. Oh, no, he just flash ulted. I think it was just prediction.
The flash ulti coming in from Ning. Really nice from him. As that got them their gold lead back. Still not really ever present, as we see consistently that LNG are really the ones in control of the map. Like Ultra Prime. We've even seen like the responses to plays that LNG make haven't really been all that great. Do have some items online though. Gale Force, Everfrost now being built up for Forge in the mid lane too, so potentially could start looking for these picks, but LNG have all 5 members here.
But that's a chunky monkey. Don't touch the Scion. Honestly, it's like fighting King Kong. As you mentioned it, His teleport not available to pick an angle. Instead, he's going to take this one. Spirit Rush is coming through as LP sits in with that monkey too. Scout might be caught out though, as he's going to be engaged on the quickness use as well. As he goes golden, Hung sends out the passage, but it's blocked away. Scout got MVP last game. He obviously wants to make it harder for himself. Zika still takes no damage, but LNG are stuck now in 5v4 if they want this Herald.
LNG going to still threaten that they can come in here. Going to get control of mid lane first. I wonder if they pivot instead, just trying to follow up on this wave. Looks like they will back off at the end, realizing, hey, without Scout, without that Tivers, we don't feel confident in looking for this fight. And it just goes to show, right? Scout wanting to try and find the flank, cut them off, have that pincer movement coming from both sides, but you don't have the mobility that something like Inari does. Had Forge gone for that similar play, if you get caught, you're just out of there hoping and relying on the Lantern, not able to do so. So it's not only going to give over Herald to Ultra Prime, but also going to open up a turret.
Wow. So now would be the time to give me one more trivia question to prove myself.
Okay,
Do you have any more?
LNG, we said they want to be able to win this. We're going to get the replay here, but again, it's just going to be Scout getting caught out. They blocked the Lantern. Really nice stuff from Ultra Prime. Beautiful.
Trivia.
We love it. So LNG, right, need to win this to lock in top 2. We'll keep it standings related. Since rebranding to LNG, so we're not counting their, when they were Snake, how many times have LNG finished top 4 in playoffs? In playoffs. Regular season doesn't matter.
Once. Only once.
Very close. Very close. It's actually twice.
Is it twice?
Yeah.
Ah, God damn it!
2021 and 2022 summer. Both times finishing 4th, actually. Is Forge?
Is he dead doo-doo? Well, no, he's not. I mean, Tarzan's not going to get him, unfortunately. And so...
I also thought it was once. I thought, it was just last summer. And then I forgot their run in 2021.
2021?
No, yeah, 2021. They did make the Worlds that year.
Scout is walking into a trap. In fact, so is LP. They flash the charm and the Gale forces out. The Fortune has a follow-up as Drift King Zika decides to do a little bit of a drive-by. Scout's dead again in Lyric. Going from MVP, best player on the Rift in the LPL, to a 0-3 Annie who's just struggling.
And it's rough. It's an uncharacteristic game from Scout. Again, sitting at the most MVPs for a reason. LNG looks like they're hoping Tarzan to steal.
Okay, well now going golden. Forge buys time. LNG are on the escape path here as LP is going to come through. A good dark passage out, but Tarzan stunned up. Baolan ready for the engagement. Wants to go back in, but he goes to a hook shot instead. Tarzan has to run away because now going forward, Tarzan flashed back in. Zika does get the kill as Scout rejoins. What is happening here? Sonic Wave connects onto Doggo. What?
I don't know. And for some reason, this game, LNG, that time I get it, right? They're trying to look for the steal. They're hoping, I think, for Tarzan to go in. That's why he's with Hung. The Lantern going to be there for when he gets out, and it ends up turning into a fight. Nice job by Ultra Prime to still leave Ning doing Drake and just trying to chase down the other members for those kills. But LNG have really just opted into every scruff, every fight that Ultra Prime have wanted to throw at them, and it's when their composition would be stronger than what LNG have brought in. We're going to see here again, Forge goes golden, buys time for the other members of Ultra Prime to come in, but I think we need to stop, because look at the bottom left hand of our screen.
In the same spot, but this time Tarzan doesn't have LP to just ulti and pick up the kills. So as Zika stands here, his team not with him, he ults and wow, Forge is unable to block it. He's lucky to get out of there, and honestly, I feel like LNG, are they playing with their food? Are they just chilling? What's going on with this game?
If they lose this game, LNG for the last series will be the Arthur angry fist meme, just looking back at the series against Ultra Prime, because we're going to keep reminding people, just in case people leave, people come back, we get new viewers in the meantime, that LNG want to win this. They want to 2-0 because that's what gives them control of their own destiny for top 2. If they don't, if they even win 2-1, it is in EDG's hands for that top 2 spot.
Well, not what you want is LNG, but now the Baron, it's looking like it. Baron's going to go down the smite a little bit early, but now for the re-engage. However, LP got the first kill. The blades go out as this grabbing of Aphelios is not being touched. Lyric, why aren't they attacking LP? Do they want to lose LP? Because at this point, Ultra Prime might get the Baron. They may get Scout again, who's just begging to die this game. But Baron's taken off 2. Maybe now 3 members. Tarzan with the Dragon's Rage still. Zika looking for the engage as Forge sends up, Ning goes back in. Tarzan then dies as well. Gravitum coming through. Never mind. LNG might lose as double Gravitum here. Frost as well. Forge survived. This game, a bit bonkers to say the least.
This is just so weird coming out from LNG. Like, even in games they've lost, seeing a disparity like this. 15-6 in favor of Ultra Prime. Maybe even getting more. Oh, they're going to get more. They're going to get more.
Are they actually? No, well, I guess Zika's saved. Yeah,
it was like that situation where you bought a large pizza for yourself, you've already had 6 slices, and you want the next one, but you also look at yourself like, do I really need to have the next one? As we're going to get the replay. I love that they focus down the Renekton, because now, I mean, Renekton going into the dominance has been the thing that's been buying them so much space in teamfights for Ultra Prime. It's what allows LP to be able to run in, get this damage down unperturbed. And they want to keep chasing this with the numbers advantage they've been able to find. But it's equalized right there. It's equalized by Ning finding that kill onto Scout. Now not having confidence in the DPS to take it down, but Ning finds the perfect angle onto Tarzan to be able to turn it around. I also think Zika in a bit of a weird position, considering that he was off to the side trying to chase him down when you'd want to be in front of your Aphelios, giving him the space to be able to put out DPS. And now huge. 4-1-5 on the Xin Zhao, 3-1-8 on Ahri. Like, we're getting some nice 2-item power spikes across the board.
Yeah. And
even on Soul Point, the next straight comes up in 1 minute.
For Ultra Prime's penultimate game, they are putting up a fight. They're putting up some kind of clinic, or at least one better of than what we saw in game 1. LNG on the defense against this Baron. Now, I believe there's 2 or 3 Barons up and available here. As Forge picks one lane, mid's getting pressured, LNG looking for an angle, but Ultra Prime just aren't giving it to them. And you got to remember, Lyric, in 50 seconds, we have an Ocean Salt going over to this team. So I feel like LNG need to get out of their base first, but they're running out of time to do so.
And it goes back to the conversation we had last game when we were hitting on Ultra Prime's options when they're behind, right? Again, you just don't have control over the map to decide to really, you know, make favorable plays. If they found Hery here, this would be huge, but they're not. So Hery's going to have a really good flank for this fight around Dragon.
Might die again. I think he's died way too many times, and as Ultra Prime are running into this, the Flash Charm Scout good kite away. Can be taken here if he wants. Hery's still playing Ultra Patient, though. And for Ultra Prime, now it comes through for a second engagement. Tarzan gets out in the nick of time, hung with a death sentence. Just out of range of Hery. Ultra Prime is still here as Zika just going to be looking to frontline this. They know they're there. Sonic Wave connects as Hery ulties through, ready to come over the wall. Finds LP, cleanses, takes the Dark Passage, gets out alive with a Severum ulti, and now he's kiting back. Did Hung just win the game for LNG? I don't know, because Tarzan's still dying as LP picks up a trade. This Thresh may have just done it, but still members are dropping like flies. LP may have gotten that much damage down, but Ultra Prime still have numbers themselves. Tarzan still here as the health bar's a big issue. LNG running for the hills. They're on the wrong side of the map, Lyric. And Ocean sitting there.
It's going to go over to Ultra Prime. I mean, like you said, great Lantern by Hung. Even the Gale Force from not Doggo, LP to follow up to escape was nice. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything in Ultra Prime. It looked like on top of taking the Dragons, they were hoping to some of the members of LNG down. Not going to do it in the end, but Ocean Soul now online. Still even some nice, like, easy standing gold to pick up if they decided to group up, take that top lane turret down. And we're going to go straight into the replay. Because, right, they already knew where they were because Hery showed himself some nice chunking coming through. And pay attention here. Hery going to use the Blast Plant to go over the wall. Going to be able to come out and surprise them. And, again, get the pincer movement that they've been looking for this whole time. Comes on through, Baolan jumping in. But beautiful Lantern. And then into the Gale Force for LP to escape. But Scout immediately goes down because Scout then is the one left in between a Renekton and Ahri and all of these huge members. Tarzan does manage to get out and escape Flash on the opposite side. And sure, Ultra Prime do give one back. But with the amount of CC they have, well, able to pick up the Scion as well. And a lot of their CC is single target. So a lot of it does depend on, again, things like Skillshots, right? The Charm, being able to go in, being able to connect. Ning being able to just W following with the knockup.
Well, Scout has Flash, but he might not need it here. Looking for Hery for the stun. He gets out with a slice and dice. But Ocean Soul picked up Ultra Prime. They've got the gold lead. They've got the advantage of Soul. This game should be theirs. Baron's up in 30 seconds as well, something to push into the base. LNG looking for a miracle here to get that 2-0 that just puts them in such a great position. And after what we saw in Game 1, I'm surprised it's come down to this. I'm surprised that LNG, who we're talking about as one of our most clinical, constituted, I think calculated teams, have just kind of been a little bit uncalculated in the second game.
It's been rough, especially when you look at like even LNG series against like other top teams, like losses like against JDG was close, against EDG despite it being 0-2. It was a very, like, both games were incredibly close. They've never been a team that have really just gotten run over, which, to be fair again, this game didn't feel like LNG getting run over as much as LNG just constantly running into fights against Ultra Prime, trying to take it to them, and it was really underestimating Ultra Prime, like, not only their members, but the composition that they're running as well. So, yeah, it's a bit harsh to see. The only real upset that LNG have faced this split was when they lost to NIP back in week 4.
And I remember, I think I casted that game, and it was another showing like this game too, but it extended throughout the whole series. You know, Scout and Tarzan not firing like they do. LP and Hung, I think, having a much worse series than they're having now. For LNG, they're a team that has shown a lot of development throughout the split, and this is just a bit of a recall here. Is Ultra Prime have tested them to give them some kind of credit?
I'm like the ultimate top ologist in the LPL because when you play this many and you play like traveling to different stadiums and things like that, I think it should be way more understandable from like a viewing perspective when like that teams don't play at, you know, the highest level all the time. Like bad games, bad series are going to happen because you're playing so often. You're playing so often, you're traveling, the prep that's involved, including scrims and all that. Like, it's not the same as, you know, in other regions when you're playing like every weekend or there is no travel involved. It just isn't the same. So, I don't look at these games as harshly, I think, as maybe other people would.
As LNG, this could be the last hurrah though. The top lane tower was prioritized and broken down. Hery jumps into the Prowler's Claw on top of Zika. He burns immediately. A scout flashes over the wall for the all-in engage. Out go Ultra Prime for the time being, but another hook lands on in. This might be an opportunity as Ning goes golden for the nick of time, but Baolan can't get the re-engage himself. Another death sentence, but this one doesn't connect, and it's now even numbers. Both top laners are dead, but Ocean Soul's going to give Ultra Prime the advantage. They take down the inhibitor anyway.
Gonna open up the base, so have even more pressure going in. 10k gold lead again, huge items. 3 items pretty much across the board for up, and now they're gonna be able to use those. Keep pressuring in this mid lane. Gonna try and get the Everfrost on the Tarzan, so one of those key items being used, but still gonna be able to get another inhibitor on the way out. Hell, at least the one thing I'll say about this game going so long, if Ultra Prime don't end here, maybe you can bring it down to an Elder Flip as LNG. As long as Tarzan can get that, could be something. But Ultra Prime don't even need to opt into an Elder. They can just keep looking for fights, keep looking to use things like the Baron to break open the base and chunk out LNG's members like this.
Yeah, Zika's the tank, he's the front line, but it doesn't feel like it. He has to flash away because the constant DPS is too much. Everyone's going to be used. The hook again. A Dark Passage to save the day. Baolan goes in deep, but he's Rakan. He gets out with another death sentence that follows through from Hung, but now triple inhibitors are down. Look at the minions channeling in at the same time. The last stand has to come through as Doggo flashes away. Tarzan tries to get that miracle play. Into the back line they go with yet another hook, but Tarzan's now down. Death sentence on a Ning, not the right target as LP does kite it back. This flash used again as Doggo runs in aggressively, but he needs the root onto LP. A Dark Passage used once more, next turret under threat. Last stand of LNG is going for a millennia here, but now both the turrets are down. The minions are overwhelming. I think Ultra Prime just have to tap on the Nexus, but with a 4-man ulti, LP keeps it close. He wants the range for Calibrum. The only reason I'm treating this seriously is because they haven't found him yet as he runs in with so many crescendos. And now Ning's on his lonesome. He'll die down. The Hung, in fact, is onto Forge next. Look at the Ninja Gaiden go. LP is going to run out of guns, though. Look at the defense and how hard it's just going to be.
I was going to say, even though this would be Forge? Fortune to chill.
dangerous.
Should have been such a great opportunity to go to Elder for LNG. No jungler on the opposing side. Sure, it's 4v4, but you can triangle it out. But just too many minions in their base to deal with. It looks like Tarzan's hoping to get there in time to at least go for the miracle steal that we were highlighting. Actually, might have time to do it.
He will, but Forge is on his back, and all it will take is a charm. And TP coming through at 2k. Don't flip it, don't flip it, don't flip it. Okay, they got it, and they got Elder. Now the fight should be easy, but Scout gets the stun up, the kickback onto Forge. He's ever frosted down, and he dies. Elder still taken, though. That's 4 members that picked it up, and remember, that base is kaput.
That's the big thing. Even if Forge dies there, I mean, Ultra Prime, they've opened up LNG's base. They have Elder. They're just really going to be able to walk this one in. You find a charm on someone. Baolan able to go in with a knockup with the quickness. Should lead into a kill for Ultra Prime. Like you said, their only reward today, the only thing they're playing for is to be a nuisance. Is to be the thing that makes LNG mauled. If, assuming JDG and EDG can win the rest of their games, and especially for EDG in a 2-0 fashion, that LNG will not be able to make it to that top 2. So, you know, a lot of people do enjoy being annoying and being a nuisance. So hopefully Ultra Prime gets some joy in that.
Well, if they are going to end this game with this Elder, we just know one thing. They need to kill LP. Because even though Hung has been MVP, if this ever became a win in my eyes, LNG's biggest threat right now, Lyric, you are looking at Elder Flip as a way to bring the game back in. Maybe full item Aphelios will also do that, as he has outlandish DPS at this point in the game.
He would be the thing that could bring them across the finish line. Would bring them to the finish line at least, because yeah, they don't even know where the finish line is, because Ultra Pride now with 3 inhibs broken down. And look, even if they don't outright go, which I don't think they should, don't pull the trigger, play it a bit slow, utilize all these supers that are coming into the face.
Double stun from Scout as well. Moonlight Vigil hits 2, but Ning pops the ulti straight away. LP again needs to be taken care of, and the Elders used nicely. They get the front line. Tarzan goes into GA. Ning gets the engage. He steps up too far. LP from some great spacing in this game to now a bit of a whoopsie. That's how it ends. Game 2 for LNG taken away, and Ultra Prime finish what they started.
LNG, rough game, uncharacteristic game from them, especially from Scout. Ultra Prime, kudos and great job to being able to punish. All of it starting from that early fight in topside around Herald, wins out massively for them. This is a 4v5. But using the power of things like the Renata and the Xin Zhao in the early stages to be able to come out ahead. And yeah, they were able to run away with it from there. It felt like LNG were never afraid of opting into the fight, which maybe they should have been, because we started with a threat the Aphelios becoming. As we got later in the game, the value of how easy it is to CC people with things like the Annie. But by that time, the gold deficit was just way too large.
I just can't believe that from a game 1 that was so Scout favor and oriented, that we get to a game 2 and it's, you know, one of Scout's worst games is the split, right? There was some good follow-up in the end, but
split.
I think could be, right? Definitely could be, because on Annie, while there were some great engages and some better, I guess, also good laning in the first 5-10 minutes, we didn't get to really see much out of him, and it's a bit of a shame. So, I don't know, man. This is the LNG I saw against NIP. You brought that up in game, and it was definitely the LNG that looked a little bit more clumsy than all of their synergy that's developed throughout the split has been telling us. Yeah,
it's just, I don't know. And, you know, people are like, oh, why are we not talking more about the winning team Ultra Prime? It's just, sadly, that Ultra Prime have nothing to play for. Ultra Prime are playing for pride. Yeah. Like, even if they end up winning this, great. They make their way up to 4-11. Like, it looks cool, gives you a bit of a mood boost at the end of the split. Maybe sets you up to go get some nice hot pot tonight or something. But really is, again, them just playing to be irksome to LNG. And LNG felt like they had the tools, felt like they had the composition that would be able to play out and set up for a win, but not seeing the play there. And a lot of it just stemming from those early fights. And just the fact that they didn't even need to opt into that. They didn't even need to look for it. There was even to escape, but LNG starting off engages. Zika was the one going in with the Xayah ulti to start that off. And even the targets, they were engaging onto things like the Rakan, who can easily jump away, has so much mobility, and if you aren't right 100-0,